Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week we're taking a look at a new product from SeatyLock, the X-Lock. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So if you guys remember SeatyLock, so I dealt with SeatyLock probably a couple years ago now, and they sent me out their SeatyLock folding lock. And this is one of the big things they're known for is the folding locks like this. And the SeatyLock, they actually have one that's built into a saddle. It's kind of neat, kind of cool stuff, and I really like their folding lock they sent me, and I still use it on my Trek 3700 like all the time because it's super compact. It weighs a little bit, but it's super compact. Mounts in the bottle cage mount and just works really well for that bike. So I like the lock right here. So when they reached out and said, hey, we got a new product, why don't you guys check them all out? I said, heck yeah, let's go. So their new product here is going to be what they call their X-Lock series. So what the X-Lock series is going to be locking skewers, nuts, and seat post collar for your bike to prevent things from getting stolen off your bike, mainly wheels and seat. Now, I've done a review on Pinhead, which is very similar to these. Not quite the same, close, similar. So we're gonna try these out here. One of the biggest ones I'm really looking forward to is this guy right here. And you might be like, what is that? And this is actual locking nuts for your bolt-on wheels. And this one I don't think I've really seen much of, and I want to give these a shot, see how they work. Okay, so in here, so it's a pretty simple package here. So you have your two locking nuts here. Comes with washers that go in between the nut and the frame, and you just tighten those up. These are a 3/8, yep, 3/8 nut here, so pretty much any standard bolt-on axle you should work with. And then you have the key here as well. And so the key should be, I'd imagine I don't think they're all universal, at least I really hope they're not. Axle nut kit, however I don't see a key number on here. So I hope they're not all universal. Well, I guess we're gonna try because we have 3 different sets. So we can try all of them. Because other brands have different keys for different sets. So we'll have to try that out and see if they're all different or if they're all the same. If they're all the same, this kit isn't gonna work very well. Because then anybody with this key could just get into them. So, alright, just discovered something really cool. So, this guy here, so this one is you use a wrench. You can either put a wrench on here to turn this, or you can use a 1/4-inch socket. Or you can use a 1/4-inch ratchet. Pops right in there too, and you can tighten it with a ratchet. Woo, I like that. All right, smart thinking there, guys. So 15mm, pretty standard on any kind of toolkit you buy that's going to have something for a bolt-on axle. 15mm. So that goes right on there, and then you can just use this to tighten your nuts up here. We'll grab a fat bike. Let's move some bikes around. I gotta get this mountain bike out of the way. I'll pull the fat bike up. Let's try this on a fat bike, see how it works, and then we'll pull down and we'll try the rest of these guys out on the 3700. Alright, so 15mm, take off one of our old axle nuts. You don't need to remove both, just one. We need to take off that, and we take off that. So take off the washer and the nut is what it says in the instructions. Alright, so one side's more shiny and smooth than the other side on this washer, so we're going to put the shiny side out. So slip that on there, get our axle nut, a locking one here. And we need to try and thread this guy on. I could have sworn this is the right axle size. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so it's threading on. We've got our little tool here. So a little tool, we can lock it in there. That'll make it easier to thread it on. Okay, yeah, a little bit. Okay. There we go. Once that's on there, we're going to stick it in there again. You can use a 1/4-inch ratchet here, or you can use a 15mm wrench. And we're just going to tighten that up from there. Just curious if there's a torque spec or not. 26 Newton meters on this guy. Now, we're going to tighten it just like you would a normal axle bolt because you don't want it to come loose. Which, I mean, that's about as tight as you're going to get it. So there's your locking axle nut there. It actually looks the same. It sticks on the same and everything. I mean, that's tight. So essentially what you do is you put one on the front wheel, one on the rear wheel. So you have 2 in the kit, but you're only going to really need 1 on each wheel. So if they can't get this off, then you're not going to have a problem with them taking your wheel if you put 2 on 1. So you only have to deal with 1 there. With the shape of it, I don't think you're really going to get anything in there to get that off. That is one thing you guys asked about with the pinheads, is how easy are they to get off. might try it. So let's see. So, okay, so let's just try this real quick. So I got a pair of vice grips. Pretty simple tool. Most people have a pair of vice grips. Can we get a good grip on here at all? And it keeps wanting to slip off. I mean, I'm no professional thief or anything, but you know. It's actually built pretty. I would dare say it's actually built pretty well. It's like I can't get onto this with a pair of vice grips. Because of the shape it's at and where it's at, it's kind of recessed into there. And so you can't get a very good grip on there. It puts you up too high to actually get a good grip on there. Oh, sure. Could someone possibly steal this? Maybe. But it's actually built pretty well. So the little grooves here, so the little grooves in here are actually rounded, so you wouldn't be able to get a screwdriver in there and pound it out, because it would just keep slipping over the edge the whole time. They're obviously the curved shape, so you can't, it'll just keep slipping every time you go to tighten something or try and grab it. Yeah. Well, I think those work pretty good. Okay, I'm kind of cool with those. That seems to work pretty good. If you have bolt-on wheels, I mean, you kind of have built-in sense of security with they need a 15mm wrench to get it off, but with this, I wouldn't worry about wheels being stolen at all. That's pretty cool. That works pretty good. Okay. So, I guess we gotta try and take it off. Huh? See how easy it is, see how easy or sucky it is to get this thing off. So we'll switch it to off. Let's hold the ratchet down. Now I'll turn it. Okay. That's really not bad. And then you just unscrew it the rest of the way. That's actually pretty easy to use. I think that works good. And even with all those tries, we just like scratched the surface. Like it didn't even go like far in deep or anything. It's just like little scratches on the surface of this thing. That's kind of neat. Let's go try the quick release, and we'll try the seat collar lock as well as pull the 3700 down, and we'll give that a shot on that bike. Alright, so we got the Trek 3700 down with quick release skewers. So we're gonna go ahead, pop our quick releases off here. So let's loosen that up, and then we just got to loosen it up all the way. And I'll say, they say in the instructions to chuck stuff, please don't chuck it. Please, just hang on to it. I mean, these quick release skewers aren't cheap. Please just hold on to it. You never know when you're going to need one again. Alright, so we got our new quick release axle here. So you have one side that's completely rounded like that, and the other side has your keyed lock there. So this bike doesn't really matter. I would probably put it on, so if you have a disc brake on this side, I would probably put it so the lock is on the other side, just like you would with any other thing, you know, just as you would with quick release lever. In this case, this bike doesn't have disc brakes, and so I just keep them on the same side. So we're just going to slide it through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see if this is going to work. So, that didn't stick out very far at all. I guess I need to look. Let's see. These have a torque spec. 10 Newton meters. It really doesn't want it very tight. Even though I would put it decently tight. Because essentially you're swapping your axle out for a bolt-on axle. That's what you're doing. That's not a good feeling. This guy is too short for my combination. Which is not very comforting because it's not a off-the-wall combination here. It's just it's a suspension fork. Okay guys, so I don't like to do this in videos very often, but I'm going to do it because it didn't fit like it's supposed to. So, this is our new one from SeatyLock here. So if you look very carefully at the end of that, the thread's stripped on there, and they stripped out on the locking nut. Like, I just attempted to tighten it and it wouldn't fit on my mountain bike. So this is the 2009 Trek 3700. I have actually commuted on this bike and had locking skewers on here. So when I had problems fitting this with or without this giant washer that's on here, I had problems fitting it on there. And so I went, well, I've had the SeatyLock ones on this bike and they work perfectly fine. So what's different about them? And that's when I held them up to each other, right where the base fits, and realized the SeatyLock is, I don't know, 4 millimeters longer. So the SeatyLock's the one over here. So it's about 4 or 5 millimeters longer, which is enough to jack you up and screw you up on something like this. Where this doesn't have crazy spacing, it doesn't have anything crazy about it, honestly. It's just a mountain bike, and then it has the standard spacing it should have. And yeah, the SeatyLock one does not work. It does not work, and now it's stripped out to the point where, yeah, you can't use this anymore. So, kind of a bummer. Kind of a bummer. That so should work, and it doesn't. I'm not going to continue with the review on the skewers because they don't fit. You get them both in a package, so I can't say the rear is the same length. Yeah, the rear is the same length as the SeatyLock one. So the rear would work, but if you can only lock one wheel, what the heck's the point? So I'm not gonna. There's no point in reviewing these. So let's move on to let's move on to the seat post collar. Let's see if that works, and then we can move on from there and go to, you know, look at something, and then we can kind of give our final review. But I can't recommend the skewers because they both don't fit a standard bike that they should fit, that the competitors to SeatyLock fit. So that's the problem with those. Let's move on to the seat post. Let's move on to the seat post collar and see if that one works. Okay, so let's move on to the seat post collar, and we'll see what we can figure out here. So first thing I gotta do, I gotta take off our old seat post collar. So we gotta undo this guy, our saddle out, stick that off to the side, get some grease on us, of course, and then we just gotta pop our old collar off right there. Super simple. Then we'll get our new guy here, and this has adapters to fit different style, different size seat post tubes. Okay, so it shows to pull it out, and then you click them together, and then you put them in. So we gotta find which one of these collars. I'm betting this bike, it doesn't need anything because this bike is a huge seat post. Here, so we got 31/8 adapter, a 30, and a 28. Okay. There's that. And then we just got to tighten this guy up. I mean, it's going to work like a seat post clamp. That's how it's going to work. There we go. Yeah, nice and tight. The saddle won't twist. Yeah, there we go. So there's the seat post clamp. So it does fit whatever size this is. It's just giant, as well as the other sizes. Let's close this out. Let's talk about these products a little bit and see. Let's talk about what we think about these. Okay, so let's talk about them. They could be better. They could be better. The only one I actually liked and could recommend are the axle nuts. Because the axle nuts work, and they're a good little security provision to keep you from stealing your wheels. Not given most stuff with bolt-on wheels, most people aren't trying to steal those because they're not that great most of the time, but you know, a little extra security there. I don't even want to talk about quick release axles. The quick release axles didn't work. Don't work. Well, okay. Reword that. The rear will work. The front will not work. So, what's the point? I mean, you lock your rear wheel. That's the harder one to get out anyways. So, the front one's the one that gets taken. So, if the front one doesn't work, what's the point with the quick release axles? I mean, they made them they made the front one too short. The front one, if it was like 6 millimeters longer, it would work. But when it doesn't work with the standard mountain bike from, how long ago is that, 15 years ago? I mean, what the heck? So, it doesn't have weird spacing. Maybe it's the fork, where the fork mounts on is too thick, but that doesn't make any sense because other bikes have that same thing. I don't know. I cannot recommend the skewers. They don't work. The seat post thing, it works. Probably should read the packaging, so I'll tell you. So this thing fits for seat tube sizes 35 millimeter, 31.8 millimeter, 30 millimeter, and 28.6 millimeter. It's pretty specific to just those 4 sizes. So if you don't have one of those sizes, it's not going to work. Again, a bike from 14 years ago has a big old seat post in it. So, you know, with a little bit of hammer action, it was able to work, but it just wouldn't work. There's other options out there, in my opinion, that are better than replacing this whole seat post collar. There's some that are just essentially just replace quick release lever with a locking style. Pretty much looks similar to the quick release one, where it has a rounded end on this side and a lock end on this side, and you just replace your quick release lever with that. And you use the same seat post collar, everything's the same, you just replace the lever locking mechanism. I think those are a better deal. I think those are a better option. This is just so specific to those 4 sizes. And again, if they had made this guy any longer, it would have been better. It would have fit more stuff. But they didn't make it longer. And you can't just take this out because this is just a bolt. So, yeah. So, I'm sorry, SeatyLock. You tried with the X-Lock system. You did good on the axle nuts. Everything else, it needs some work. There's better options out there. I've tried a lot of different. I've tried their other options, and I reviewed them on my channel, and they work better. So, if you want to check anything out, I'm gonna have links down below so you can check them out for yourselves. But yeah, at least the products I tested today, all I can recommend is the axle nuts. If you have a bolt-on wheel, these work. They work good. Other than that, man, it's kind of up to you what you want to try and do. I think there's better options out there myself, but that's what we're gonna say there. So if you want to check them out, I'm gonna have a link in the description down below. Thanks to SeatyLock for sending them out so I can try them out, test them out, review them, see what I thought of them, so I can send them feedback, so I can give them feedback on how I feel about some of these products out there, and let you guys know as well. If you enjoyed the video, or at least found it entertaining, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys, love answering questions you guys have, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.